What a strange doll. There's another little doll inside it.
There is something I should tell you, brother.
Yeah? What is it?
Someone within our group has yet to reveal his true nature. And like this doll, you always see the same face, no matter how many layers you expose.
You're awfully proud of yourself for coming up with that, aren't you?
This is no joke.
Sorry.
I will not be beguiled by this dubious man, nor do I intend to protect him.
But he's one of us.
Such naivete. Mark my words, there could be a connection between this man and King Richard's actions.
It sounds like Fendel really is conducting experiments on their Valkanists. But we still don't know where it is.
I'm still surprised the Amarcians are apparently helping them.
Me too. I thought they were all extinct.
Man, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
What are you getting so worked up about?
See, Fendel's Valkanist is kind of wonky, so it's really hard to extract Eleth from it. It's also really dangerous to extract Eleth from it. And if this little experiment of theirs fails, boom.
What do you mean, boom?
I mean, boom! Like the entire country of Fendel being wiped off the map! That kind of boom! Remember that crater we saw on the way here? That was when a Creus about this big decided to explode. Tiny Creus, huge crater. Now, think about what would happen if the entire Valkanist exploded.
How do you know all this, Pascal?
Because I made the crater. That's why I know this is bad. I'm pretty sure they're using my research for their Valkanist experiment. I knew it as soon as I saw those soldiers' weapons at Warrior's Roost. The principles are totally based on my work.
But wait, I thought they were using Amarcian technology.
Yeah, they are. I'm an Amarcian.
What?
Oh, did I not tell you that? I could have sworn I mentioned it at some point. Yeah, so, hey, I have an idea. Let's go visit the Amarcian Enclave. There's gotta be something useful there. We might even learn where the Valkanist is.
Is it nearby?
Well, it's not super nearby, but, you know, it's in Fendel.
Huh. Well, I suppose it can't hurt.
Hold on. Why have you been keeping your Amarcian origins a secret? What is it you don't want us to know?
Huh? I didn't tell you because you didn't ask.
And you, that little show you put on earlier was far too convincing. Perhaps there is more truth there than you would care to have us know.
Hubert, stop it.
Oh, right. I suppose you don't find this suspicious in the least.
It's all right, Asbel. Your brother is correct. I am originally from Fendel. However, this is the first time I've been back in over 20 years.
I knew it. You still want to travel with them after all this? Malik lied about his origins, and Pascal thinks we need to ask if she's a member of an extinct race. I suppose lies and deception just come naturally to these people. I'm sorry, Asbel, but I cannot abide allies who engage in deceit. I will go no further with them at my side.
Hubert, wait.
There they are! Malik Caesar has been dead for years! Now identify yourself!
Interesting. So that's how the records show me.
I am hereby placing you and your companions under arrest!
Uh-oh. Time to hit the road, guys. Okay, we should be safe here.
What do we do now?
Are you sure you don't want to go to the Amarcian Enclave? We're pretty much headed in that direction already anyway. It's a little cold, but it's still super nice. Come on!
Oh, stop! Let go of me!
Everyone stay on your game.
Great work, Captain.
You're not doing so bad there yourself, Asbel. admit, I had no idea Amarcians lived on Mount Zavhert.
Captain Malik, what do you think the Amarcian Enclave is like?
Why not ask someone who lived there?
Me? How to explain it? Well, it's a place with lots of folks that are just like me.
I thought she'd go to you for support, Asbel. But it looks like she's turning to her radishes.
Journal entry for the day. It has become apparent that when Pascal doesn't care about something, her long-winded explanations become very brief. This is no time for their dilly-dallying. We need to hurry. Where is everyone? Did they get lost? Damn it. This is precisely why I hate traveling with them. Asbel! Sophie! Sharia! Pascal? Captain Malik? Wait. Did something happen to them? I can't go on like this. I have to find them.
Little bro, where are you?
Pascal? Pascal!
Hey, little bro, don't run off like that. Yikes! Didn't I tell you it was dangerous to run around on the snow?
Well then, perhaps next time you could mention it sooner. But never mind. What about the others? Did you find any of them?
Find them? Wait a minute. Isn't that my line, little bro?
Huh?
By the time we realized it, you were gone. We've been looking everywhere.
What are you talking about? That makes no sense. I was right in front of you.
Yeah, but you were totally walking in the wrong direction.
I don't think that's true.
Ah, don't sweat it. Everybody gets lost at some point. Now, let's get back to our friends. March! This'll be a breeze.
Weapons of fury! Weapons of fury!
Easy peasy.
I don't anticipate a challenge.
Forgive me! You won't live to regret this!
I wish you hadn't seen me like that.
Hear my Grant the forbearance. Give name to your blade.
No one can stand before my blade!
This'll be a breeze.
Watch your step.
Ready?
Here.
What's our motto?
Never give up! I just heard something.
Look!
It's just another stupid animal. No need to panic.
No! Don't turn your back on him, little bro.
Pascal?
Ow! You okay, little bro?
Stand ready. The harsh climate has turned ordinary monsters into rampaging beasts. They'll charge at the slightest opportunity. Here it comes!
We will survive!
Watch your step.
Ready?
Watch your step.
Let me put all of your worries at ease. That was a close one.
They're more fierce than I imagined.
Are you all right, Pascal? Oh, yeah, I'm groovy. He just winged me is all.
After all those things I said to you, why did you help me?
Whoa, one of our team was in danger. What did you think I'd do?
Our team? You were hurt because of me. I'm sorry, Pascal.
No worries, little bro.
How can you smile after all that? And Captain Malik, you have a right to be angry with me as well.
Even the fiercest warrior can be undone by a single mistake.
I agree.
However, you see your mistakes and own up to them, Hubert. With that maturity, you're unlikely to make the same error in judgment again.
It's like you're teaching me all over again, Captain.
I expected you to be far angrier with me.
I've no need to scold a man who's clearly punishing himself.
Thank you, Captain Malik.
And besides, no one was hurt. We were lucky. But it's over now, right, Pascal?
Right as rain, Captain.
No, that's not acceptable. I owe you a debt and it must be paid.
Huh, well that's kind of weird, but you okay. How's about you carry Mr. Boar back to the Amarcian Enclave for me?
Wait, carry this? By myself?
What, no good? It's loaded with protein and essential vitamins, so I was hoping to bring it back and share the love.
This boar is really big.
Okay, forget it. In that case, you have to promise to be my friend!
Pascal.
Now come on, we're almost at the Enclave.
This is the Amarcian Enclave? I've never seen anything like it.
I grew up in Fendel, and I never even knew this place existed.
Yeah, we've been helping Fendel here and there for a while, but we have to keep it all shh. Anyway, let's head over to my place first. Come on.
Mount Zavhert is cold and in the middle of nowhere. Why in the world would the Amarcians live here?
You know, good question. I'm not sure. But I mean, does anybody know why their hometowns are where they are?
No, I guess not.
They used to call Mount Zavhert Kulumin, which means the transplanted land. As children, we were taught to never approach it, so I'm unfamiliar with the area.
Perhaps the warning originates from an Amarcian desire to protect their privacy from the local villagers.
Captain, even if kids didn't know the Enclave was here, that warning should have raised some eyebrows.
It does seem pretty obvious in retrospect.
Hey Pascal, what exactly is going on here?
This is a chocolate fountain created by one of our overseers a long time ago.
Why would anyone need this?
You wouldn't understand, Asbel, but research is totally taxing on the old melon. When you get all sleepy and the blood sugar drops, there's nothing better than sweet, sweet chocolate.
It's so sweet. I'm awake now. Sophie, stop. You'll ruin your appetite. But it's so sweet. You should try some, Sharia. All right, I'll try a little.
Chocolate as a cure for exhaustion? Sure, why not?
Hey, guys, you're kinda sorta not supposed to just stick your hands in it.
Oh, sorry. I just got scolded by Pascal.
You call this clean?
Is this a trash dump?
Sophie! This is not cool! You don't just go cleaning up people's rooms when they've only been gone for like a second!
When were you last here, Pascal?
I don't know, about 3 years ago?
I'm not sure you can really complain if you've been gone that long.
I knew it! Someone yoinked all my Creus notes!
So someone's been using your research to help Fendel with their experiment.
Yeah, but who? Hey, we should ask the Overseer. She's gotta know something.
The Overseer? Is that your leader?
Yep, she's old, like super old. She's so old she doesn't even know how old she is. Anyway, enough about that. Let's go see her.
What should I make for dinner tonight? Huh? Okay, so if we have curry again, it'll look like I'm playing favorites with Asbel. What about you, Sophie? Do you think we should have crablets again?
Sharia, that animal moved.
Just ignore it. It's probably some toy Pascal made.
Wait,
Sophie, wait! What about dinner?
Captain! Perfect timing. How about I let you choose the menu for tonight? Pick your favorite. Anything you like.
How about sea bream porridge?
All right, I'll have to look for a recipe. I should have known you'd pick something old-fashioned.
Oh?
I mean because, you have refined tastes, right?
Why ask me?
Overseer! Overseer! Hey, are you there?
you don't have to shout. We can hear you just fine.
Hey, Poisson! Long time no see!
Pascal, you know it's against the rules to bring outsiders here.
Come on, don't be like that! Is the Overseer here? I gotta ask her some stuff.
The Overseer has long since stopped speaking with others. If you wish to talk to her, you must do so through me.
Okay, sure. It'll be good practice, since you're eventually gonna be the next Overseer. So, can we get into the Archive of Wisdom? The Archive's been around for centuries. It's basically a big hall where we store everything we've ever learned. It's crammed full of totally awesome stuff, and I've been wanting to check it out for a while.
The Overseer says that none but herself may enter the Archive of Wisdom.
Yeah, I know what she's gonna say. I want you to let us in. Jeez, don't be so uptight.
Maybe you're not uptight enough, Pascal.
Poisson, did you know Fendel is running experiments on the Valkanus?
Of course. What of it?
What of it? If we don't put a stop to him ASAP, things are gonna get really bad really fast.
The Overseer and I were informed that everything is proceeding just fine.
Poisson, listen. I'm pretty sure they're using my old research. I stopped working on that research because I couldn't get it to work. Extracting Eleth was doable, but once the output reached a certain rate, things would get all out of control. If they use that on the Valkanus, it's gonna be totally catastrophic.
The Overseer says we have no authority to interfere in such matters.
Okay. Then tell me who's doing the experimenting, and I'll talk to him myself. Heck, it's probably the same person who took my research in the first place.
Your sister is in charge of the project.
Fourier? I should have guessed. So is she here or what?
No, she left some time ago and is currently operating her own laboratory.
No kidding. Well, how's about you tell me where it is and I'll go chat her up?
Did you see a sign on your way out from Zavhert where the road splits in two? If you take the other path from there, you'll find Fourier's laboratory at the end.
Nice. Thanks, Poisson. Sorry, guys, but I gotta run down to that lab and see what's going on.
We'll go as well. It sounds pretty serious. Besides, if this leads to the Valkanus, it will eventually lead us to Richard. It makes sense for everyone.
Aw, thanks, you guys. All right, let's hit the road.
I don't anticipate a challenge.
What's your judgment? Not bad, don't you think?
I bet pumpkins raised in the snow must be especially sweet. Hubert, are you interested in pumpkins too? Do you want to take some with us?
No, that's not necessary.
Hubert has been looking at me ever since he joined us. I wonder what he wants. Hey, is there something you want to ask me, Hubert? It's better to let it out than to bottle it up, you know.
There is something that's concerned me for some time now, but... how to put this?
Go ahead, speak your mind.
If I may be blunt, that skirt is far too short.
Huh? My skirt?
It is a distraction to everyone during combat. Do you understand how much of your thigh you're revealing? It's an affront to basic public decency.
Hey, come on, Hubert. Stop staring at me like that.
Well, then you should start dressing more appropriately.
This will be a breeze.
Watch your step.
Bear this name in judgment.
Here.
We are awesome!
I had no idea Fourier's laboratory would be so huge. That's my sister for you.
Pascal, what is she like?
My sis? Well, she's a year older than me and totally smart. She's accomplished all kinds of stuff. I guess she's my idol. I used to run around and copy whatever she did. So anyway, I'm sure she'll understand when we explain what's going on.
Could the Valkanist be inside this laboratory?
That would be awesome, huh? But yeah, I don't know. Right now, we should just try and find Fourier.
We've spent a long time here in Fendel, and yet we're still not any closer to finding the Valkanists.
Please keep such negativity in check. It's detrimental to group morale.
I understand. I just feel like Richard is suffering while we're running around in circles.
Richard is suffering? I cannot even begin to fathom what you're talking about.
There has to be some reason Richard's acting the way that he is. I know this isn't what he wanted.
I care not for his reasons. If King Richard does not put a stop to his current behavior, then I will be left with no choice but to kill him myself.
Hubert! No. I refuse to think like that. If that's your position, then I'll just prove to you that I can stop him.
However this ends, I fear the sin will be mine alone to bear. My brother lacks the temperament to kill a friend.
I don't anticipate a challenge.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Is this seriously an Elith recharger?
Pascal, are you saying that this machine can replenish spent Elith?
Wow, sis! I can't believe she invented this!
That sounds pretty handy.
It's far more than just handy. This could supply enough Elith for the entire kingdom of Fendel.
Uh-oh.
Is something wrong? Please don't tell me it's broken.
Not broken so much as fundamentally defective. Yeah, it's useless.
Is there anything you can do, Pascal?
Nope. This is beyond any of the Amarcians.
Stay sharp, even against
Beautiful! I hope I was of some use. This will be a breeze. There's his name in judgment. Ready?
Sophie, you should learn more about this world.
Okay, what have you learned already?
Stay sharp, even against chumps.
Ready? There's his name in judgment.
Not bad, don't you think?
monsters in this lab are pretty strange, aren't they?
I've heard that Fendel has been investing in biological weaponry. Perhaps this lab is being used to facilitate it.
Watch out, guys. This one looks like trouble.
Everyone stay on your game.
No one can stand before my blade!
I'm surprised you were able to defeat my Varus.
Fourier!
Pascal, is that you? Oh, good heavens, I thought someone was trying to steal my work.
Wow, I can't believe you built that Varus and everything. You're amazing, sis!
It would have been more amazing if you hadn't defeated it so easily. So, what are you doing here?
We came to talk about Fendel's Valkanus Creus experiment.
On Forbrenir? I'll have you know, I spent years working on the research used in that experiment. I may have used your work as a starting point, but what matters are results. You know that.
It's okay. I didn't come here to take credit for anything. I know you've done a ton of work on it. But no matter how smart you are, sis, the research is still flawed.
And just what does that mean?
Well, it's like... Look, it's gonna be a lot faster if I can just show you. Do you have any Creus fragments laying around? Like, maybe one the size of a bean?
How's this?
That's perfect. Here, gimme.
Impressive, yes? No one has ever been able to extract Eleth from Fire Creus so efficiently.
Yeah, but when we give this thingy a little chunka...
Pascal, what are you doing?
Guys, you might want to get back!
What just happened?
See? That's the trouble with Fire Creus. If you apply too much pressure when extracting the Eleth, it starts a chain reaction. And once that happens, it starts accelerating all the surrounding Eleth, and then... kapow! You can contain the damage when it's a handheld weapon or something, but with the Valkanus, it would be a total disaster.
So that's why you never finished your research.
Yeah, I saw where it was headed, so I just chucked the whole kit and caboodle. And that's why we gotta stop the experiment before everybody gets blown up.
I can't do that.
Yeah, it might be tough for you to tell him, huh? Well, look, how's about you just show me where they are and I'll just do it.
Are you trying to make a fool of me?
Am I what now?
You saw where it was headed? You just worked it all out in your head! Do you have any concept of how hard I've worked to complete the research you've abandoned? You always do this! You mimic whatever I do, then just effortlessly do it better! I kill myself to be successful, and then you sweep in with your quick thinking and fancy talking, and you just leap ahead of me like it's nothing!
Fourier,
Fourier, we must get to the Valkanus Creus. Even if the experiment wasn't a danger, there's a different threat on the way. If we don't act now, it will be drained of its Eleth, just like the other Valkanus.
Wait, the other Valkanus?
Yes, so we have to stop it, no matter what. Please, Fourier, tell us where Forbrenir is.
I don't know where it is, but the man in charge of the experiment does.
Who's that?
Fendel's chief science officer, Kurt Bessel.
Kurt Bessel?
You know him, Captain?
Yes. Though I never imagined we would meet again like this.
Where can we find him?
The Ministry of Science is located in the capital, although I couldn't say if he's there at the moment.
Thank you. That's a good place to start. We'll try to speak with Kurt ourselves.
Do as you like. It matters not to me.
Well, we got our Valkanus information, but I wish it hadn't gone down that way.
It was the best outcome we could have expected. At the very least, we learned that Fourier's primary objective wasn't bioweapons development.
Hubert, you saw how painful that was for Pascal and Fourier. Don't you feel anything at all?
Of course, but that ultimately has no connection to our key objectives.
But I hate seeing Pascal like this.
I know what you mean. Isn't there something we can do to help them work it out?
Stop this at once! I can't allow the two of you to waste more time discussing irrelevant nonsense. We have a mission to accomplish.
Hubert.
I never knew she felt that way about me. All this time. I've been making her miserable all this time. I should go back and apologize.
I don't think that will help. Fourier's problem isn't you, Pascal. It's Fourier. Her spirit has been crushed by years of doubt and self-loathing. Sympathy will only make the problem worse.
But I love her, you know? I just wish she knew that.
Oh, Pascal.
Don't worry. She'll understand someday. You're the only one who can stop the Valkanus experiment now. Fourier knows that's true, even if she'll never admit it. If the experiment isn't stopped, Fourier's work will end up killing a whole lot of people. And no one wants that. Especially not you.
He's right. Helping us will save your sister's reputation and maybe even her life. Plus, we need you, Pascal. We can't do this alone. So, come on, pull yourself together and let's go.
Little bro. Thanks, guys. You're the best.
That was all right, Hubert.
I know what she's going through. And besides, it would be far too quiet if she weren't around. Now, can we all stop talking and just head for Zavert? There's no time to waste. Damn it. Now it will appear as though I've been wrong the entire time.
Hey there, little bro. What you thinking about?
Oh, nothing worth discussing.
Come on, Hubert, don't be that way. You and Pascal are friends now, right?
Hey, I never agreed to that.
Like fun you didn't.
We grew up in different environments. I don't know what our father taught you, but my foster father instructed me never to trust lightly.
That doesn't matter. You should still remember exactly what Dad taught us. He taught us to respect our companions. I don't know how you were raised once you left, but you're still my brother, Hubert. We still share some of the same values.
How can you be that way? You don't criticize or mistrust or try to pin blame. How are you able to believe in me at all?
'Cause you're friends?
We're brothers.
Asbel, I have a request to make. If you don't mind, I want you to fight me.
Wait a minute, hold on. Fight you? What's this about, Sophie?
It's what I want. Please.
If you're just looking to train, then all right.
Yes, let's call it practice. But don't hold anything back. Okay, Asbel?
Strike! Die! That was hardly worth dirtying my blade. Victory! But man, am I exhausted. You look pretty tired too, Sophie.
Yes, but I'm relieved. Now I know if we have to fight Richard, I think it will be okay.
Yeah?
I realized something while fighting you, Asbel.
Realized what?
That you really are my friend.
I still don't know what you're getting at, but... Achoo! Oh man, I'm starting to cool down.
I don't want you two to catch cold. I'll get you something hot to drink.
Let's go, Sophie.
Okay. I didn't feel the urge to erase Asbel while fighting him. That means I can do the same when fighting Richard, because he's also my friend.
Fourier said that Kurt is Fendel's chief science officer.
There's a place called Fendel Tower north of the city that houses government agencies. I wager we'll find the Ministry of Science there.
Okay, let's ask around and see if we can find a way inside. Do you think we could get into Fendel Tower with your military credentials?
If he's been declared dead, then that likely wouldn't work.
Hubert is correct. In fact, they may already believe there's a con man out there using my name.
But we gotta do something.
Indeed. Fendel Tower is only the first step. We have to meet this Kurt as well.
If we can't find him, retrieving some of his research documents might be enough.
Do you really believe this can be settled with documents alone? Speaking with Kurt is the only way to be sure. Frankly, I would have expected you to feel the same, Captain Malik.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I don't. I don't know where you'd get that idea.
Captain? Time sure flies. It feels like only yesterday that I made that friendship pact with Sophie and Richard. But we've all changed so much since then. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Asbel? What are you doing out here?
Sorry. I just needed some time to think about things.
About King Richard?
You know me too well. Hey, remember the first time we met him?
Of course. You broke into his room and then dragged him all over town. I was always surprised he enjoyed it as much as he did. He even wore that stupid disguise.
Yeah, good times. Everyone was together back then. Even Richard. But now he's all alone, with no one to support him. Sometimes I wonder if that loneliness drove him to his current state. I can't help but think if things could have been different. I was so caught up in my own training that I never thought to check up on any of you guys. If I had been able to notice Richard's troubles, maybe I could have stopped things from the way they are now.
It's not too late.
I don't know.
Stubbornness is one of your strongest traits, you know. You're always pursuing some issue long after it's reached the point of annoyance. So if you believe he can still be saved, then don't give up. Just use the same persistence with him that you have shown me.
Thanks, Hubert. That means a lot coming from you. I'm glad you're around. You always put things into perspective.
Oh, come on. Besides, it's my job as the little brother to keep you out of trouble.
Ouch.
If King Richard doesn't have anyone to trust, then at least he can go to you.
You think so?
You promised to believe in him, and you have an obligation to maintain that promise.
I suppose it does. He's right. If I don't stop Richard, who will? I'm not going to give up, no matter what.
Pascal, what are you doing here? Verma!
You know each other?
Of course! Everyone, this is Verma. She's an Amarcian like me. Nice to meet you, everyone. So you work for Fendel now, right, Verma? That's right. Actually, I work at Fendel Tower. The security is such a pain. You have to use this fancy security pass just to get in. Hey, so do you think I could maybe sorta borrow your pass? I've wanted to see the inside of that tower forever. Well, I don't know. Please? I promise I'll just look around and not break anything and come right back. Well, all right. I suppose I can trust you of all people. Thanks, Verma. I totally owe you.
Fendel Tower, huh? I sure hope Kurt is here.
You said you knew him, right, Malik? In fact, you seemed shocked when you heard his name. What kind of person is he? If things go badly and we have to fight him, your information might help turn the tide.
We first met at the military academy over 20 years ago. Much as they do now, the people of Fendel was suffering. The climate was harsh, and our Valkanists provided no help. Most of the people were on the verge of poverty, or worse. The rich were content to let the poor struggle, so long as their own gluttony remained satisfied. Eventually, a young officer decided he had seen enough and started a reform movement. Kurt and I believed strongly in the cause, and had soon devoted ourselves to it completely.
So what happened?
It was youthful foolishness. Those in power brought pressure to bear and crushed the revolution before it could take hold. I knew my life was in danger, and so I decided to flee Fendel while I still could. But Kurt stayed. He refused to watch the light of revolution flicker and die. He was a man of fearsome intelligence and singular will. A man who would sooner die than surrender his ideals. Even if we do manage to track him down, I doubt he'll listen to an old coward like me.
But there's a chance, Captain. And that means we have to try.
I suppose you're right. Let's go find him.
This area is off limits.
Grandma's not feeling well, so she sent us in her place.
She sent 6 of you?
Today's procedure is unusually labor-intensive.
Well, alright. Go on through. But that pass of yours will only work on the first floor. All other areas are off limits.
Understood.
Sweet, Captain! You totally saved our bacon again. You're really good at this.
Yes, I suppose so.
I won't hold it against you if you wish to view me as a professional liar.
All right, we made it into the tower. Now the real work begins.
Right. We should find Kurt as soon as possible.
I don't anticipate a challenge.
Great work, Captain.
You're not doing so bad there yourself, Asbel.
This won't take long.
Weapons of
You're my Cleo time circle.
We won't fail.
This'll be a breeze.
Bear this name in judgment. Bear this name in judgment.
That was hardly worth dirtying my blade.
Interesting. It looks like all of these moving panels are linked together.
Indeed. If you make one panel move, all of the others shift in lockstep. When determining our path through the tower, we'll need to factor in the positions of the moving panels.
And then there are these. Looks like we can shut off the steam by closing the corresponding valves.
But if we close too many valves in the same place, they may not withstand the pressure.
This tower looked majestic from the outside, but the interior is junk.
Sadly, I think that pretty much sums up Fendel for me.
More stairs? How many floors are in this building anyway?
Hey, are you all right?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm curious as to why you are standing by yourself.
I'm not good with heights.
Oh, I see people down there. But they're tiny.
Captain, is that really true? About being afraid of heights?
Yes. Why would I lie about something like that?
Wait, but when you ambushed us at Wallbridge, weren't you waiting for us at the top of a tower?
Yes, and that's probably why I lost. Had there been any other option, I would have taken it.
Losing to Asbel must have really gnawed at you, huh?
Stay sharp, even against jungles.
Ready? You're strong, Asbel.
Not at all.
You're really coming into your own.
He doesn't agree. I don't anticipate a challenge. Bear the same judgment.
I serve to protect. Is this a trash dump?
Pascal, what is it?
A Geese original number 3 piston! And it still works! It's even been bored up! I can't believe someone just threw this away!
And I can't believe you get this excited about garbage.
Come on, help me search, little bro!
Fine. What are we looking for? Our destination is up ahead. Are you well?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing Kurt again.
Then perhaps you should act like it. Because when you appear anxious, it makes the others uneasy.
Oh?
My brother in particular relies on you with all his heart. So at this point, even false bravado would be more than welcomed.
Aren't we clever?
We will survive! Try something! We won't fail!
So this is Kurt's office. Looks like he's out.
Are you sad he's not here?
A little. But I'm also relieved. I have no idea what I'll say to the man when I finally see him again. Anyway, we're here. We should learn what we can.
Is that...
Here, let me look. Yep, that's it. It's the Falconus Crius. It's hidden in a glacier right outside the capital.
What? That's just a stone's throw away.
If the Falconus explodes, it will mean the end of Zavhert.
Someone's coming.
Malik, is that you?
Hello, Kurt. It's been a long time.
As much as I'd love to catch up, this is hardly the time nor the place.
We need to speak to you. It's important. Is it true that you're heading up the Valkanus experiment?
It is. And it's also true we're finally on the cusp of a vital breakthrough. If this experiment works, we'll be able to harvest Eleth at a phenomenal rate. The people of Fendel, all of them, will want for nothing. The revolution of 20 years past never died, old friend. It just took a different form.
You have to stop the experiment, Kurt.
The research you're using is flawed. If you extract too much Eleth, it'll initiate an unstoppable chain reaction and destroy the Valkanus.
This is Pascal. She's an Amarcian and an expert on the Valkanus. She founded the original research upon which Fourier based her work.
Your concerns are amusing, but unnecessary. The experiment will go forward as planned.
What?
Do you think me so foolish as to rely solely on the work of Miss Fourier? We've made extensive modifications to her research and accounted for every possible outcome. You have no cause for concern.
But...
My country is dying. If we halt the experiment, the plight of our citizens will become exponentially greater. We would be forced to invade neighboring countries merely to survive. The border skirmishes of our recent past would quickly escalate into all-out war.
when you say neighboring countries, do you mean Windor?
We have nothing more to discuss.
So that's it? You refuse to stop the experiment?
Malik, out of respect for our past history together, if you leave now, I will give you time to escape. If not, I will summon the guards. You turned tail and ran once, Malik. I suggest you do so again.
Kurt, damn you!
Enough! You and I chose very different paths, old friend. This is mine.
Well, at least we know where the Valkanus is. That's something.
But Kurt refused to stop the experiment.
He's fought a revolution all by himself for the last 20 years. Think of the strength that must have taken. I wish I could support him. You heard what he said, Pascal. Do you still think the experiment is dangerous?
There's no safe way to extract Eleth from that Valkanus. It's just way too unstable.
I see.
Captain Malik, we should go to the glacier and stop the experiment. We're the only ones who know the truth. It's our responsibility.
Responsibility.
When we next meet Kurt, we will almost certainly have to fight him. Are you prepared to do that?
To fight my old friend.
If we do this, it will bring the wrath of the entire Fendel nation down upon us. And we are but 6 people. If you don't pull your weight in battle, it'll put all of us in danger.
Kurt is still my friend, no matter what happens here. But I will do whatever it takes to stop him. I owe him that much.
That's all I needed to hear. Shall we move onward?
Captain Malik, is there any chance we could find the leader of this country and ask him to stop the experiments?
Chancellor Eigen would be the man you seek. He certainly has the power to stop it.
But unfortunately for us, we didn't see Chancellor Eigen in Fendel Tower.
Somebody in town said Eigen is watching the experiments personally and stuff. So if we're gonna convince him, we better crash that party.
You may be right. If the Valkanus is in the glacial region, we should take the northeast exit out of town and hurry over there.
Right.